Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 9:30 Yoga Core class with the Fitness Guild. My name is Deb, and this morning I'm going to be taking you through about 30 minutes of some energy flow work, some balance work, and some core work. As usual, we don't really need any props for this except for a mat, but if you do want a thick towel or a thick blanket for some of the floor work, then that's perfectly fine. You might find that somewhat helpful. Just before we get started, I just want you to remember that this is your practice. So you do you. You push yourself as far as you feel comfortable, no pinches, no strains, certainly go within your comfort zone. If you do need to take a break for a moment, please do so. Just come down to a child's pose, rest there, and then join back into the practice when you're ready. I will be offering modifications for most all of the poses, so don't feel that you have to do exactly what I'm doing or showing, but I will show you other ways of getting into the same poses as we go through the practice. So with that, I'm just going to move back a little bit further to my mat, and we will get started in a seated position. And again, this might be a good spot if you would like to use your blanket or your thick towel to sit on to kind of raise your hips up a little bit, like that. A little bit more comfortable sometimes, particularly if you have really tight hip flexors. So as we always do, we're going to connect with our breath. Breathing is so important in yoga. So we're just going to take a moment here in a comfortable cross-legged position, connecting with that breath. Eyes closed, eyes open, however you feel comfortable. Just want you to think about bringing that air in through the belly, nice and slow, deep breath, up through the chest. Fill those lungs, and then equally let that air out. Nice and even breathing. We're going to do that 3 times. So think about inhaling in through the belly. Nice deep breath all the way up to the chest. Maybe hold it at the top for a moment and then let that air out. Equal on the exhale. Sometimes it helps to count. So as you go, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Do that one more time, just connecting with that breath, bringing us into the room. And one more exhale, 2, 3, 4. And this time on the inhale, let's bring arms up nice and high up over our head. Gather up all that big energy. And as you exhale, push that out. 2 more times with that. Inhale, big energy up. And exhale, let's push it all the way out. Sometimes you think about this as bringing in all your good energy, and as you exhale, you're pushing out all those bad thoughts, that bad energy, so you can think about that. One more up, and this time let's drop that right hand down, left hand up by our ear, and do a nice little bend over to that right side. Think about rolling that left shoulder back, opening up across that chest. Nice little stretch for that left side, those intercostal muscles. Breathe there. Then inhale, let's bring that right arm up to meet the left and drop it down the other way. Again, roll that shoulder open, stretch through that right side. You can look up at your fingers or straight ahead, whatever is most comfortable to you. And breathe into those intercostal muscles. And arms up. And just bring your hands down behind you. Put your legs out in front and drop your feet. We're just going to do a couple windshield wiper, washer, whatever that word is, lays back and forth. And then come back to a seated position. And this time think about crossing your legs the opposite direction. We always have a prominent direction. So this time cross your legs that opposite direction. Let's bring our arms up on an inhale, and exhale, let's drop into a nice little twist. And inhale there, just warming up the body, getting things moving. I know most of you guys did Jackie's class, so you're probably already really warm. Exhale. Inhale. Let's bring it up again. Drop your hands behind you, and let's do one more of those wiper legs back and forth, just warming up that spine a little bit. 3 and 4. This time, just take that blanket away if you're sitting on it. Come on up into a cat-cow position. Make sure that your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders are all nicely aligned. Your knees are directly under your hips. Kind of look down through between your legs, and if you can see your toes, just make sure that they lie out straight with your calves so they're not pointed in, so they're nice and straight. We're going to be here in this nice neutral cat-cow position. Turn this way. And now we're going to drop our bellies, raise our chin. But as you think about doing your cow position, think about starting from the base and using each vertebrae to uncurl. And inhale at the top. And then as you exhale, roll your head, push that floor away, get that really gorgeous stretch across that back shoulders. Lift your lumbar up last. And then one more, drop right from the base of the spine, each vertebrae on its own, curl through the thoracic spine, raise your head on the inhale. And then exhale, tuck your head down. Push up through that thoracic, big stretch across your shoulders, big deep stretch into the lumbar spine. And come back to neutral. Okay, we're going to do our first core exercise here. So just fire up those core a little bit. So good weight, good balance on your wrists, your elbows, your knees nice and straight. And your feet out flat on the mat. Just going to lift our knees just a little tiny bit off the floor, maybe an inch, using those core muscles. Squeeze those muscles together. And hold it there. Breathe into that. Use those core muscles to do that. And then drop it back down. And sit back really quickly into a child's pose just to relax there for a second. Because we're going to do that one more time. Come on back up. Again, good weight balance on your arms and your knees. Engage that core, tighten it up. And lift those knees up off the floor, maybe an inch, not much more. Think about pulling your wrists and your knees together, so it really helps us to tighten those core muscles. Keep breathing. Breathing's important. And down. Perfect. Find that balance again. Maybe wiggle back and forth. Find your balance nice and tight. We're going to do some bird dogs and tigers. Lots of animals this morning. And again, modification. It's your practice, so you do you. Just lift that left arm up, thumb pointed up, your arm right at shoulder height alongside your ear. Get your balance on your left leg and bring your right leg back, toe pointed. And hold it there. Use that core to keep you nice and straight. Don't dump into that left side like that. Nice and straight, good balance. If that's too much, you can always put your foot down on the floor, still using that core muscles. Still good engagement. Hold it there for one more breath. And then on your next inhale, let's tiger that in. Pull it in nice and tight, 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 tight under your belly. And then exhale it out. Inhale in tight, tight, tight. And exhale out. And if your foot's down, just bring that in like that, okay? Don't have to do it. One more time. Inhale tight. And exhale out. Perfect. Let's put that back down. Little quick sit back into child's pose to relax it. And then come back up because we're going to do the other side. This time your right arm up, arm beside your ear, your thumb pointed up. Bring your left leg straight back. Check your balance, check that core engagement. Again, drop that leg if it's too much. Hold it there for a moment. Breathe into that belly. Breathe into the core muscles, tighten them up. And then on your next inhale, let's tiger crouch that in and then out on the exhale. 2 more. In and out. 1 more. In and out. Perfect. Plant those hands, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high and up into your first downward dog of the day. Because this is our first one, let's be gentle. Maybe walk the dog a little bit, bend your knees deeply, push back into your hips, raise those up. The weight should be on the fat pads of your fingers. And let's try looking up at your belly. Let's just settle here for a moment. Good stretch. And on your next inhale, let's bend those knees really deeply and walk your hands to the front of your mat into a deep forward fold. Let your head go, let your shoulders go. Just relax it all out. We sway back and forth a little bit, releasing some of that from the hamstrings. Inhale, hands lift, your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. And inhale, let's bring that all the way up. Hands to the top and down through heart center. And standing at the top of your mat in a strong mountain pose. We're going to do, it's such a nasty day out there today, we're going to do a few sun salutations to see if that helps bring the sun out a little bit. So just check in with yourself in mountain pose. Lift your toes, spread your toes, drop your toes. Are you balanced down on all four corners of your feet? Your strength comes from the bottom in this pose. Feel that energy come up through your calves, through your glutes and your quads and your hamstrings. Tuck your pelvis under just a little bit. That automatically will tighten your core. Lift your chest, shoulders nice and straight. Good posture top to bottom. Let's take a big inhale up. Hands down through heart center. Inhale up, palms forward. Exhale, let's fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Let's drop our knees for our first plank. Nice and blind though. Shoulders, wrists, elbows nicely aligned. Don't dump into that back. Elbows in tight. Let's go all the way down to the floor. Do like a small back bend, your little cobra. Think about pulling your scapula together. Exhale down. Use that push-ups, down dog, and breathe. And let's relax into that down dog for a moment. And on your next inhale, bend those knees. Walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Hands down through heart center. And let's check in with our mountain pose. We're going to do 2 more of those with slight variations on the plank and the cobras. So again, check your position, check your mountain, nice and tall. Good engagement. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms forward. Let's forward fold all the way down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. You can go down to your knees again. Elbows in nice and tight. Let's go all the way down to our belly. And this time, I'm just going to turn this way. This time, we're going to bring our hands a little bit forward of our shoulders, maybe a little bit forward of your mat. And pretend like you're holding cupcakes underneath your fingertips, like that. And then on the inhale, try and push your back up as much as you're comfortable using those fingertips. Really good stretch for those pecs, that upper shoulder, thoracic spine. Exhale, let's bring it down. Keep those cupcakes safe, nice and high on the fingertips. Inhale up. And exhale down. Plant your hands, elbows in super tight, push back up and back into your downward dog. Now let's relax there in downward dog. Few breaths. Bend your knees really deeply on your next inhale and let's step or hop to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold again. And inhale, let's bring that all the way up. Big breath, catch our breath. Hands down through heart center. One more time, okay? Check in, mountain pose, good strength. Hands down to your side. Inhale up. Exhale, palms forward, all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to a plank. See if you can stay in a high plank this time. Keep that alignment, shoulders, wrists, elbows, weight equal over your toes. And your hands, nice long alignment from the top of your head all the way down. Good strength there, push that floor away. And if you can, bring your weight slightly forward over your wrists, elbows in tight, and let's come all the way down to the floor in that push-up. Inhale, we're gonna go into full cobra if it's part of your practice. All the way up, big stretch. Exhale, roll your toes, pop back up into your down dog. And let's catch our breath there. 2 more breaths. Remember, you can always come down to child's pose if this is too much. Your practice. And inhale deeply. Let's walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, bring it all the way up. And hands down through heart center. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go into a couple other challenging poses. And like I said, I'll offer up some options for you to do this. So we're going to do a couple balancing things now. So again, find your weight equal on both feet. Bring your hands to your hips. You might want to find a gaze point or a drishti point, something that's not moving to help you with this. We're going to go into a high lunge. So think about it this way. Let's put a little bit of weight into that left foot. Catch our breath. Inhale that right leg up. Get your balance. And then stretch that right leg all the way back to a high lunge. And again, come into that balance, bend into that left knee. You can come down to your knee if that's too much. Just let your foot go. Or stay up high in that high lunge. Once you have your balance, think about bringing your legs together, squeezing them together into scissor points. Arms to shoulder height. Set them in the joints. And then bring your arms up over your head. And breathe. That's a lot. On your next inhale, let's cactus those arms nice and wide. Think about squeezing those scapula together. And then exhale it up. A little back bend on that squeeze. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And this time on the exhale, let's drop our right hand forward, our left hand back, and go into that nice little twist. And again, that can totally be done from the knee. Inhale that back up. Bring your hands back to your hips. Think about pushing off on that back leg and coming back up, standing at the front of your mat in a mountain pose. Excellent. I can see Christina. Well done, Christina. So obviously yoga likes balance. We're going to do that on the other side. Let's find our good weight, our good balance. Put a little bit more weight into that right foot. Find that gaze point, that drishti point. Let's inhale that left leg up. Take that big step, hinge from the hips all the way back into that high lunge. Bend into that right knee. Don't let the knee go over the ankle. Good alignment. Again, down to your left knee if that's your preferred. That's preferred. Let's catch that balance again. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. Set them in the shoulder joints. Inhale them straight up. Make sure they don't creep up above your ears. Keep those shoulders down and back. And breathe into that. Good balance, left and right foot. Next inhale, let's cactus those arms nice and wide. Bring those shoulder blades together, little back bend. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And this time on the exhale, bring that left arm forward, right arm back into that nice side twist. And settle the breath. And this time on the inhale, we're just going to windmill our hands down to the mat. We're going to step back into a plank pose. Again, up or on your knees, both positions are fine. Good workout either way. And hang out here in plank for a moment. Think about pulling that core in. Don't dump into your spine. Look slightly ahead of your hands for good alignment. Weight equally over your toes and your arms. Breathe into that. 2 more breaths there. And on your next exhale, let's drop those knees and relax back into a nice wide child's pose, wide leg child's pose. And just let that go for a second. Let's catch our breath. That was a lot of work. And when you're ready, join me back in a seated position, the front of your mat with your legs out in front. Just going to check your alignment again. You can use that blanket or thick towel if you'd like to in this position. Your toes nice engaged, up nice and tight, legs engaged. You're going to go into a staff pose, which is really a good posture pose. So you're trying to keep that alignment all the way up, the crown of your head pointed up, shoulders down and back. Sometimes helps if you make a fist and you lift yourself up and set yourself back down. It might help to align that. Just going to pull that core in, pelvic tight. Breathe there for a moment. And then exhale, let's just fold that forward. Nice and easy, no strain. Roll that up. Cross your legs. Push back down into your hands again. Lift up anything and everything that you can off the floor. Use your core muscles to do that. You can lift your legs up. I'm not very good at that yet. Legs out nice and straight in front again. Let's do that little fold. And back up. Cross your legs the other way. Remember, we always have a dominant side. You're going to do that little lift again. Wrist down, palms down. Push into the ground and try and lift as much as you can up off the floor using those core muscles. And set it back down. Perfect. Bring the soles of your feet to the ground. Let's just sit up nice and tall here for a second. Catch your breath. We're going to go into some Navasana or some boat pose variations. I will show you as we go through this other ways of doing each of the 3 variations we're going to do of boat pose. Again, so your feet kind of hip width distance apart, not in too close, give yourself some space. The important thing here is not to curl back like this when you're doing boat. What you want to do is sit back on your sit bones, keep that core nice and tight, chest up, chin up, okay? That's going to give you your alignment. If you find yourself dropping, then come back up and reset. So our first one, sit up nice and tall on those sit bones, tilt back, core engaged, chest up. We're just going to take our hands onto our left knee, pull that in, and raise our right foot off the ground like that. Now you can certainly leave your left foot on the ground if that's better for you. And we're just going to do some leg lifts from here. 5 each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, nice and controlled, and 5. Switch legs. Again, you can put that foot down if you want. It's up to you, it's your practice. Left leg out nice and high. Just drop it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's bring that in and both feet down. To go into a Russian twist now. Again, feet down, feet up. The important thing is the core engagement and the alignment. So let's sit back. Sometimes your feet just automatically start to come up. Keep your feet down if you want. Bring your arms out like you're holding a big, huge beach ball. We're going to do 5 twists each side, nice and controlled. 1, You can cross your ankles if that helps. 2, 3, stay with me. 4, nice and controlled. It's about range of motion here. And 1 more. 5. Put those feet down. Reconnect again. Last one. You guys ready for it? I'm going into full boat pose, full Navasana. Again, if you want to keep your feet down, engage that core, lean back. You're still getting a good workout there. You can bring your feet up to any height, full, cross your ankles. All those are different options. You're going to hold it for a 5 count. So tilt back, core engaged, chest forward. Bring your feet up to any height. Hold this for a count of 5. My 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 5. Bring it in nice and tight. Good squeeze in. Plant your feet. It's enough of that. Let's lie down on our mat. Perfect. Just catch our breath there. Let our body relax on the floor. Just going to do a little bridge pose. Bring your feet in tight to your buttocks so you can kind of feel them. Start by lifting from your hips. Roll that all the way up. It's just a nice little stretch. Your pelvis, your knees, your ankles all aligned. Breath in there at the top. And then roll that down. Your hips to drop last. Take that left leg out and stretch it all the way out long on your mat. Let's squeeze that right leg in nice and tight. Take a breath there. Take your left hand on your right knee and let's twist that over and give ourselves a nice little spinal twist. In cactus or goddess your right arm out to the side and turn and look over your right shoulder. Good little stretch there. Just breathe into that supine, that part of your back, your lower part of your back, your glutes, your hip flexors. This feels so lovely. I'm going to take another breath there. And on your next inhale, let's just bring that knee up. Put it down. I like to kind of push into my feet, raise my hips a little bit just to straighten my spine in between these twists. Put your back down. Straighten out that right leg. Bring your left knee in. Nice and tight. Give it a good squeeze in there. Keep that right leg engaged. You might feel a bit of stretch through that right hip flexor. And breathe. Take that left knee in your right hand and let's bring it across your body into that beautiful spine twist. Your left arm out nice and long. Look up and over your left shoulder. Let's breathe into that. Just a couple breaths there. Relaxing into that twist. It's so good for your lower spine. And then let's bring that back to center. Give yourself just a little shake here. We're going to settle down into Shavasana just for a couple minutes. So arms out long, beside you, legs out long, let your legs drop open. Feel that mat and earth come up to meet you and support you. Let your body relax into that for a moment. Let's just breathe. Take in all that we've done over the past 30 minutes. I will bring you back when it is time. Just a couple minutes in Shavasana. And on your next inhale, let's start by wiggling our fingers and wiggling our toes. bringing some awareness and sensation back. You roll your head from side to side. Maybe you can begin to hear some noises, the raindrops, the wind, other noises in your house. When you're ready, let's take a big, huge good morning stretch. Arms way up high above your head, legs way out long. Big, 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 big stretch. And then on the exhale, bring that all the way in. Hug your knees into your chest. And do that one more time. Big, huge, huge stretch. Arms up high, legs out long. And a big, huge hug your knees into your chest. And then roll over to your side. And when you're ready, come to join me in a seated position at the top of your mat. Your hands in prayer pose at your heart. Your eyes remaining closed if you would like. I'm just going to leave you with this thought for today from, again, one of my favorite yogis. Sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Thank you all for practicing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're able to make some great memories. Namaste.